Now, again, I repeat this. The economy of this country, no day outside President Bio one time. It get challenges. It get problem.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how you waiting will be the rating where you go give on how una don't
10 being
perform?
the
10 being the highest.
About 4.
4 over 10.
Yes.
Now una don't do.
Yes.
Okay, that means that is failure.
Yes, we don't fail.
Now the economy.
Yes, we
fail. Yo. We pull them come out, them fail. Yo, unala we pull them come out, them fail. Yo, bola we pull them come out, them fail. Yo, unala we pull them come out, them fail. Ampa maslala mengange. Felele afuma mino matelu tuma taura no etutu wange. Them felele we don't sing in kosote we tire till now they know we free we. Them felele if we help righteous they go up then why I want for kill we. Them felele when you talk they send police for you for lock we na pademba. Them failele, them people are them too alaki. Then why are they not sober? Them failele, and they treat we not this we country like I say we not strangers. Them failele, now they want for pass the bill na parliament. Then why are they not kill us? Them failele, yo, bola we pull them come out. Them failele, yo. Unala we pull them come out, them failele. Yo, bola we pull them come out, them failele. Yo, unala we pull them come out, them failele. Ampa maslala mengange, them failele. Afuma mino matelu tuma taura no etutu wange. Them fail. So make we come together, make we vote for make we gain with freedom. Them fail. We can't just appreciate it's alone with the suffer. Them fail. When you go now other foreign land, the people then they enjoy. Them fail. But say now we they be elected, like I say them be swear we. Them fail, them me sweet, God they say where they come, then go come make them free we. Them fail, they say that party not for rule, now hungry they back kill we. Them fail, yo, bola we pull them come out. Them fail, yo, unala we pull them come out. Them fail, yo. Bola we pull them come out, them failele. Yo, unala we pull them come out, them failele. Ampa maslala mengange, them failele. Afuma mino matelu tuma taura no etutu wange. Them failele. And they lie and thief the country money and put on at them pocket. Them failele, the Lungi bridge where them be promised, then now we no see them. Them failele, but if not to quality education, why they not for land ya? Them failele, but then they pay flight for them picking them, for make them go land Europe. Them failele, the teachers them, then they pantai for educate the picking them. Them failele, cause the salary is too small. Say now they know what is up. Them failele. The country just they relegate. The police then they take bribe. Them failele. The soldiers them just they watch. They know what for do nothing. Them failele. They no big real lights from when they come. Them feel say they go fool we. Them failele. They don't go by roads ferry. Them feel say they go fool we. Them failele, I begin we come for better. Nobody pupu kwengi mama go no. Them fail, we give you call, but you not be pick. But papa, you no fail, we. Them fail, Ampa maslala mengange. Them fail, afuma minu matendo tama taura no etutu wange. Them fail, yo. Bola we pull them come out. Them fail, yo. Unala we pull them come out. Them fail, yo. Bola we pull them come out. Them fail, yo. Unala we pull them come out. Them fail. Them fail. Them fail. Them fail. Them fail.
Now, again, I repeat this. The economy of this country, no day outside President Bio one time. It get challenges. It get problem.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how you waiting will be the rating where you go give on how una don't
10 being
perform?
the
So 10 being the highest.
About 4.
Fambolona kushe enduna aduo. We are don't come back today for can't talk about things where they happen. Now we on sweet yards alone. Now we oh, they will left for do them bad things then. We they feel a most alone. Now we whoa, we had. And if we ought you, we sorry. We no mean battle, we just once for make we had go before. If we ought you, we sorry. We no mean battle, we just once for make we had go before. Family, Kusha again inside this one big family house. Well, I can tell you, say, inside this university, we get plenty lecturers them. We other students them they come for can take knowledge and go share na their own different classroom them. Well, every day we dey bring you things them where they happen inside Mama Salone, especially the good, the bad, and the ugly. I can always tell you, say, plenty people will feel, say, as we don't get election, the talk, they reduce and focus on other things. But the way and manner how Kone handle the election and announce the possible way he say, now he win this election, don't bring other plenty talk them all over the world. Well, you go feel, say, this talk, na Salone no more. Inside this program, you can't know, say, this particular talk, well, the UK can we Kone do and announce caretaker bill. Don't bring plenty concern at different parts of the world. But I know they take all my brothers and back then I have left some at the place for the mina by Bure Kabla. But today, do ya 3 times. Not so far away for the tell you say, hit the like button. As you open the family house door for can sit down at your parlor and see what they happen at the house, now for just click the like for we and relax. Watch the good information we don't bring you for today.
Well, one television station we then call Monarchy, or Monarchy in Australia, you know, TV don't expose the kind of way how Maada and Intim thief the election. Well, we been facing like me by what I say, we actually facing now we no more get this kind of lele mutela. The other people themselves. In fact, wait till we know some if other people in Zambia and pass you think you know.
You talk Lele Mutila.
What do you mean again?
Lele Mutila. So you talk something where you don't know.
I'm not saying boku talk something like that.
Nah, na talk plus Kongusade inside it, all mix.
You're not talking.
Now make I say talk.
Alright, talking for now. Well, not in normal. When you can look at the EU, the final report, few key areas and the way we will let for look at again, as that will even confirm some of our suspicion the more we don't get on this particular election. So that not trend, it's in an election, so we just still inside the election fever. So now a trend, and then of course we get honorable AKK we hear you audio for them where we go call listen quickly because it's like waiting a talk, waiting we line up today, they all just fitting bet inside the skin tight.
A toll gate.
So no go no my name is the freedom fighter. And of course, Alpha the German just not like what I say, but dia. I like no big fan today. Like even when we late today, when we acknowledge that fact, they say we late today, but yet still we try. But the bottom line now, we get some yesterday life minds in bad days, so we get hangover. So
we chill.
We chill better when we get hangover, but still we try follow we come. Life mind side. In fact, you don't come before we say if you get it, but anything that you go serve me, I make. Anyway, so we go to we begin something. For some of we where they travel, especially some of we get good heart. We want to help other people, or for some of we where we see, for example, take food from people and from one point to another as way of doing business. We get to be very careful how they do things, yeah. So because of that, let me go quickly and watch how this team been talent. As one guy, interestingly, this guy I don't see video for him one time. Turkey, where somebody they will then send package to this young man go for collect his package, and they owner because of what happen. Things then they inside the we not supposed for the inside there, And now this same man, I mean the first that case there now. Now other man can to us and Sampa and Gary, but God help him. Don't watch this video quickly, and I think this guy they call him
Malado, yeah.
Yes, from Turkey.
Yep.
Yes. The reason why we play this video because two things. One, this same man did not defect against this kind of thing. And secondly, because you will let for do that kind of that business. Some of we now sababu the one point.
Of course.
But let's watch this video. They come back just now.
This is nice. We don't work at all.
Go behind the video, full one for me. Make a.
You don't work at all. I told you this. The one where maybe can with you, there, you check him is okay, right? That ice attack. When me can with him, when I may do ulti for him, can with him for him. This he just say like go collect and can with. Why you wait out?
Wallahi, it's not me. I will go down with this.
Now soon I can do, man. Now soon I can do. Yeah, I swear to God.
And now when you share an American problem,
yeah, they say you.
You want to learn what was for all these years.
Yeah.
My
one, call him for me, please.
No one. Sorry, man. Come on, no more.
My one, call the guy for me,
please. Now you go. Let me make it personal.
Okay.
Who I do this thing?
They go check out.
I asked you, and you tell me say that you buy all team.
Yeah. No.
No, it's another thing, huh?
No,
fine.
Now criminal business, man. That's what they can do. That's what I tell you. What? Why for this? All with the check right now. Check. Son. So this one let me buy properly. I mean, when you ask yourself,
look at people.
Ask you to connect up. So let me check this now. The thing here
the way you owe people, it's suspicious. Yes.
Now, where ask me buy this, I may buy them. So where I buy this, now I make even said before the guy now call them. I tell the guy to be phone they off. The syndicates. Now go right with the guy with the other. How many go know this? The syndicates.
At the beginning,
they are not video.
The beginning. He said this if you were stand I would now complain and swell it is swell. That's why don't be swell. Yes, it is swell.
I forgot to tell you to want them.
You know to the door. Swell come up because they're not the still go down. You don't say, now up, you don't come. You can. And then they up so. Now they go down, they come up. Oh,
This night I buy. I need to take this. But we don't know. Now you come with that. So you know me come with
that. There's a suspicious thing that happened here because then they try for inquire what's they side and stuff. You tell them and they make us you want to go. If you would have gone, anything will happen, you deny say, so you come. You don't see me for put somebody down.
But I believe so this day.
No, it doesn't matter. My brother, we don't know how they do their business here. They all get passports. They all get passports. It's all over.
So, now according to this, this everyone. So when the person don't come, then they can build the road for them. For you to send them, you get the address and everything. Yeah. Then I just forgot due and pay the money.
Go pick them at the office. So make him do a verification first before I say. And I ask the question, say.
So who's drugs this?
This is open.
Open, yes, open. Oh wait.
How about this side?
It's not to Tramadol. Tramadol, eh? But you have no knowledge. You know, person you.
Yes.
What I give? At Tramadol, no open again. Big don't take part in business. At Tramadol, this, eh? So all the one at Tramadol inside. You don't see that you go. Turkey. Mr. Malado, you should go for go make statement on this.
No problem.
Yeah?
Anyone in Saba?
This I may buy a nothing.
That's how we go to your own consignment, a part of the exhibit. Your own consignments, the all. Make the just put inside. Then you must carry out this. Come to city council level for go take that land. They say for go bury the person now. You must take the 90 days. It didn't have any condition. So now just bail everything. Go na session.
Pack in load, wait out.
Sister here. Push this
one. Pack in load. The good one can to buy before we get it. You don't have 15%. Yes,
Okay, if you put a car. Oh, okay, don't carry it.
Well, as you don't see you, my brother, my family, my sister, where they travel. This, we just they play you the video for make you see and advise yourself, because the way and manner how things they go right now, it look like say people not is sorry for travelers them again. Well, some are kissing are bad, but this na pure witch. Because just imagine how the world is right now concerning them kind of thing they are becoming not elect for call them so. You feel say maybe this man because a popular well he not popular Malado na popular person na APC. Imagine first na Salone airport who say them for don't catch him with them kind of the government.
So I don't understand. Who's why in get for those taking?
No, what I tell for say. The country they force a divide. And if you then at the other side, forget about the other side first. Now Salone airport you first I tell you so. It be say then catch this man with this kind of thing inside with your own airport. My brother. Therefore remove everything at politics business and for put the force. I know you talk of Turkey too. But if he jumps Salone airport, maybe enter inside Turkey.
But this one I mean buy properly. I mean, when you ask yourself,
look at people.
Ask you to connect up.
Sorry, as I say, now a big problem for this man. Because the offense of that kind thing they are when them put inside, I think a granite they mix am with. For go with them na Turkey. Everybody know this man with a Malado, he get in shipping agency inside Turkey. He gets plenty videos them where he can left on the social media for adverts in your own business. So imagine this first step with them kind bottle there where according to them we go give them they say a granite they inside it. and then go check, say, not to granite, na then kind tia with a young Maya, put inside this granite cup, na in the inside it. If I don't know how this man for talk, say na somebody get this load for go. No, they don't for even listen to him. At the end of the day, there we do this act, then for sit down na the Alafia zone, wherein this man for go suffer and in family as well, they suffer. Waiting with the try for talk na ya. We get for really stop this kind of witch and wickedness where we do to ourselves na the country. If you want for travel with them kind of make your own patrol, buy your own ticket, you take a chance. If you succeed, you succeed. But not go use somebody where innocent of you own act where you don't plan, you own business where you plan for go past. In the name of I they pay you small money because it's a fund for help the youth man them, you want for help Sierra Leoneans them. Give me what you get, either again a turkey, I they go get them, or if something in a turkey for you, I they will bring them. At the end of the day, now they misuse the opportunity. Just like what my brother say. This is not bad luck to the innocent who want them now. This girl for be like say, if even you were innocent, you know they deal with them kind of bad thing they are, where the old people are all about in the world right now. For send somebody say, do you drop me this load or give this load my sister or give this small food here, my brother or my sister, where they out the place where you come out, but you not get for do them. Because at the end of the day, it just they feel say, now some of them similar here get for go happen. Well, for check them, it go fine. Some man go still check them, but then get different way how they disguise them business here, way then they do. Maybe the way where you feel say you go check them, you know they even find out what they did. Until police where they will detect them kind of with machine. Now in the go say, I bet they wire you see na tablet and just try to put inside granite. But I guess some way where they disguise this the business here, what they do. Trust me, if you not a police we get a detect or machine, if not so then call them. Whether they use for detect different things that they about them, you know they know. So this is not just an advice for we where they out there, for we where they go na Salone, for we where they travel different parts na the world. You really get for take your time and trust no one, not even your family, not even you picking where you born, because the world where we deep on today, the world where they live on today, now a world of wickedness. Nobody not just care. Everybody selfish. So this now a warning to everybody as you don't see the video.
Right, so I think that so just a piece of advice for everybody, because right now they say in the race of human, in the human race, everybody na suspect. Yeah, this life what they saw right now, everybody na suspect. Even your brother, even your sister, yeah. All man are suspects. You don't know waiting at the thing we get against you. Wait for nothing, it will set you up. So, your advice. For example, if you feel say this thing where the apple saw it now. Sorry. If you feel say, for example, you want for lay somebody like me. If you want for lack out granite for you now, I'll give you money. Say, go back for me. Or give me the money, say la bar. You know, I don't mind, I will make them patch them for you, and beat them for you, and then encounter me own people and say go do them for you. But any other person it's free. For free though. For free. And secondly, if at all somebody bring them things there for you, like what did this man do? If the person like him, okay, you count in load. If you not like him, get a load back. Hey. Then like that granite, but to go about that one, check them before him. Check them. You wear glove. Then get them gloves then they pata. Make sure say one seed, because sometimes in the not of us in that long thing that they put to now small seed them.
Of course.
They just they cut the tablets and so small then throw it inside it.
Of course.
So pata. In other words, put you handy. Make sure say a kunya as the granite when they pretend to they go it. Also that they Benny. Pamine. Kanyang. All the thing they give you when are something they don't prepare. Not ever make them tie and bear you back. Not one. Make sure say you safe process and in front of your face. You don't know now for tomorrow. If God not be blessed this man today, where he open that thing they begin chook out with spoon. I don't even know so na that airport today, like you say. The kind combo when they for begin that one day. I don't know no more now who's kind of life way for be live at the end of the day. But thank God it don't happen this way, and I'm happy that they end up for do a video, you know, for sure the people them say now this kind of thing and they happen. It's very, very nice that they do this. For sure other people them we not can believe about some of the things that so where they happen so right now. But if that be the case, let me welcome your brother Alpha na the program. Well, let me maybe get one or two a piece of advice again on that particular issue. Alpha, welcome.
Hello guys, good evening, and I want to thank you for welcoming back to the yard. At a great honor from the nation and the world's capital, Washington. I also want to do fine. I want to do about it. Well, it's another day in our yard, and we're there for share ideas. You can disagree with me or disagree with me, but do it respectfully and do it peacefully, no cause person. You know, or engage yourself, and at least we're able to learn from one another. So I greet you again, and I say peace, love, unity in the name of the green, white, and blue.
All right. Thank you very much and welcome one more time. All right, so we'll be just to talk about one issue now the ground. We get for do it person where then give load for cargo. Now go dose the load better one. Better one. They do something. Say I don't understand how for put herself. He puts some kind thing the way not supposed to put inside granite or other things. Then go give this poor man. Well, I don't call him poor man. Go give this young man for let travel with him. Not only where the dog spoon inside and notice say something fishy inside the business.
Yeah, well, definitely. Then I want the thing we really travel. Therefore, be very careful of would they even tell you say can go this for me for make you take come for him, or even somebody they just say even like somebody who not sabi, or even if it's sabi and just say hey, hold this back for me quick. I think say if don't they travel now port, you're not supposed to do it because it gets in your risk. You never know somehow with the power with the travel with, you know, someone go say, oh, do your carriers go to my sister, I want to go this for me. Make sure say you open them, you watch them and know what's in the day before you board on a plane. Otherwise, you get problem for nothing. I don't see the situation in the other side the way people and they actually give people a problem. So when they say, oh, okay, go this back for me. Or someone has been written and checking, oh, all this for me now. Do I get boku load there? Oh, okay, this for me, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna get problems. So I think say maybe the rule for be the person way sabi now if I go to stuff and make sure say you open and let all watch them before even they put in like luggage. Let you not just say no more go this for me and just take them and put them. You never know what is some man they power, what is some man they do. I think say that is a big experience for everybody. You know, if you travel, not believe nobody. If you want to believe person self, like I say, open and let yourself watch and make you see because it's a problem. But like for that kind of person, for example, say Ingo don't argue now come up at that thing, they say, oh, not to me, or I not get no idea about over would I do this thing. I think it's a problem that they and interestingly, the Sierra Leonean people, some can really they try for put other people in a problem for whatever reason that they sabi. Some men just too selfish, you can try for help them and you can try for give you problems. So that's a lessons learned. The only thing the person he learn the hard way. You know, maybe next time you go know what for do, but in this case now, you don't learn through the hard way. So what else for do?
Well, you know, you touch on something very much important again. The issue of that person who see in the airport, he say, hey, we always load for me quick man. They are big little pass, I get this thing. In like when they don't hold you with a load day, in like you say, not to me get on this, then they look you say. Then they look you.
Yeah, exactly. Because say to man, are you checking with them? Are you the whole time? It didn't like your possession and everything. So I think the old man for no that.
So what about if na problem one give that person now? You were the whole of it now you do the waiting. Tell them to do investigation. You know so far.
Well, I sometimes that person they can go deny say not to me get them. Say to man, not to me get them, not to me get them. I remember me, what's that been they go away? I think it be happen with me. I've been travel. I don't know if in Paris I've been they go or I've been Brussels. Where they say Brussels say he can check in with 2 bags, you know, 2 bags I think of 25 kilograms each. So me na be 1 bag I get. Then somebody come meet me in the airport and say, oh, do I say na 2 bag? I get this other bag. Do I not go check them in for me because they say 2? because you know reach to, I'll let you check with you. I said, no, now they can check in. Nothing. The one bag was only okay with me. If you want, go check on it or even go pay excess
But they put it a hand and they pay extra. So if you want for checking, you pay.
Yeah. So if you mean I be new traveler, that time they will check in with the bag. I don't even know that gets her. Hey, help another African brother, this and that. I say, no, I don't do them. Because at least I have to know better. So they're very important. I personally, not to himself or not sabi waiting they well, you don't worry. Say you go say no to me or you go come on at that kind issue there. I think say that they now food for thought.
Yeah, and the other thing that they talk about, so then first time traveler then where the Yagbade parent not know what's the problem. Yeah, as far as it concerned, Ebola EPAM. EPAM no knowing that. Now, even now airport where you travel, somebody give baby safe. Sometimes you all you picking where you play with. This person just can, hey, but speaking fine, no, yeah, this baby. Now go play. No do. Yeah, back in baby.
Exactly. So the person not learn the hard way, and unfortunately, only God, like I say, I ain't going to save up by the hand now. But as it stands, it's tough.
Okay, so the program we watch now, we had a TV Salone, and we get Alpha. We don't join we inside the program, and we talk about several other issues. Them now, well, we see one thing come up today. Now, well, not today. Then days there way they pass at the social media with one former honorable. We actually, well, not a former honorable. Now they vote for. If they at the last parliament and they vote for him again in this particular term of the parliament. So, but now one of the one that we no go because the party said enough for go. So what will happen now? If we do one other one interview where a lot of people get interest on, and we say okay, let me see what in inside this interview and let me touch on a quick one back and see. In him now, Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, where they can call AKK. So you get the Abdul Kalbo, you get the Abdul Karim. So this now Abdul Karim. Don't just watch this interview quickly, or this listen to this audio in a form of a video, and we'll come back just now. So let's just listen quickly and get within a inside there.
I'm here. All right. What do you take? Because if I don't say don't follow these on social media, what do you take?
In 2018, just after the election, I think my first debate in Parliament, I tell the people in Salone, say, with democracy, they under attack. I think now from that time, they were postulated that theory, now it become some do and they follow up from nowhere to ABC. If indeed there's differences in our democracy compared to democracy we don't they study. Just like when my brother they say, democracy gets basic elements them. They go to call cultures of democracy depending on the country you dey. Sierra Leone is a fragile country we just come under conflict, and therefore we own democracy and we own political system. It's a fragile one, in which when they reach democracies around the world, we still then at the practicing level of democracy because there are things that they expect from we not for lead we back to war. But when you get a democracy in which institutions were supposed to keep the democracy active, begin lost their face in the eyes of the ordinary citizens and in the eyes of people when are moral guarantors to a country, and when issues them were responsible for the 11-year-old war where we faced now this country begin surface again now with democratic situations, then it is just say with democracy not normal again. And I imagine not to the first and this we don't go into elections. In 1996 we go into election, even when there was a rebel war, even when there was shooting and killing and cutting of hands, the Sierra Leoneans them accept say this now the time where we need for go through this election no matter what happen. It was not a normal situation, but it was an acceptable situation for the Sierra Leoneans. In 2002, we went to elections again. The Sierra Leoneans accept the outcome. Why? In both situations, though President Kaba was president, but one thing it not be ever do, because I want to use the President Kaba in your scenario, for we understand why we believe so with democracy under attack. Key institutions where you have to do with democracy are not being dominated by a single tribe. Like NEC, for example, is dominated, key positions in NEC are dominated by one tribe. Statistics Sierra Leone, for example, when they show the figures where they determine elections, people were sacked arbitrarily, and majority of the people where they now one tribe. When you go to, like, he's talking about the court system. In the court system, we've seen situations where a particular political party, they go court, and then they get justice. Another political party, they go court, they don't even hear the matters them. These are institutions where they're key for a democracy. We don't see in a situation of parliament where, with all due respect to my colleague, you understand, we've been in the same parliament, in the 5th parliament. We don't see a situation where you get 11 cases in court. You said 10 out of the 11 cases, then you understand, the 9, they're for do rerun. The 2, they're not for do rerun. You know, that's to show you, say, what do we get as a country? You understand? We spent 5 years in the parliament. Everything where the past government be do in terms of laws, there are laws meant to suppress the opposition when it comes to elections. You talk about the cyber law, for example, he knows it. The raw copyright Kanawian was meant to oppress the opposition. You talk about the Electoral Act, what we do, when not even go, when ECSL not even go according to, it just say it was institutionalized to suppress the people. We see the military and the police out there attacking oppositions. You get election for the very first time in Salone, the opposition is not allowed to mount posts. Then there's posts at the south and the east. We run an election in which the entire no APC symbol no day. The entire Kenema district, no APC symbol no day. The entire Pujao. And it is normal for APC poster, the police don't do nothing. But it is abnormal. Or even look at the SFPC poster continuously. We went through all of this. So you get institutions them, wherefore provide security. I mean politicized to the point that they are more SLPP than even the AON and the member of parliament. We don't see presidential guards. Wherefore guard the president. Wherefore being non-political. They celebrate politics in Sierra Leone. And when the military and the police seem so involved into political activities, that's alone, what do they get? You don't hijack the political space. Then with democracy, it's under attack. There is no more freedom. We don't see people where they advocate, when are just members of the APC. They have been killed and brutalized in Pujao. Young man, they sell medicine, where just wear APC polo. They took and they kill them. And in all of those killings, nobody has been investigated. In all of those killings, nobody, no police, no ever own nobody. In fact, if they beat you in an APC, we're going to police and they lock you up back. Say why it's after them beat you.
All right.
This is not the democracy we used to enjoy.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable.
Well, now in that to family members them. This we just play some of them here now for remind you of waiting that happen under caretaker bill in first term and in second term we Mohammed Kone come and tell we say na he win this particular election. You know, when you look waiting don't happen from the starting of this election is just terrible for we Sierra Leoneans them. And again, waiting happen don't left history na the minds of we Sierra Leoneans them. You know, you go hate for year, but some of we go talk me for more aggressors. Waiting happen under this Maada bill in time from election now, ruling, violence, other things them, you know, ever happen for me. Now, my Salone, for whom me get sense. This election, the problem begin from the census. Right? The old problem begin. And this election, APC begin for loser at that point day. This election, the problem it continue at the parliament. And this election, APC begin for loser inside the White House and the parliament. One thing about caretaker bill where we always talk about now, for anything we caretaker bill want for do, it come it took force when they say the ticklish. It see APC the reaction and then implement. Now that one day it don't use on top their aid, say where it able to succeed for bully them. Well, I'm not gonna say now that it bully, but this particular one, say where it don't succeed for bully the people of Mama Salone, we go vote for them right and waiting they want for make it happen at the country. And all of them things here way Honorable AKK don't mention one no they win a lie. I don't care for make you tell me say now this political party are they or are they talk for this political party. Nothing, not the way it talk win a lie. We see an election just like what he mentions, and not waste time. Poster not for them at the side of where they feel say they're this, they're all, you know, Samura Kamara or any APC. We see side they beat their own sisters and their brothers them. Inside na the Mandela in them way they say that the stronghold. That's for tell you say some of you can talk say SLP na Mende party, Mende this man. No, we see side they beat Mende for APC. But we don't see that one day happen. Now the stronghold of the APC against SLPP. We see inside McKinney, where the former caretaker now they we see how they go there, they do the thing, and they campaign and they petition, they do everything. Nobody no do the act where they do the likes of Bo, Kenima, and other places. We see Potloko, Cambia, you name them. But the history way Maada don't can give we. To be honest with you, if God not help we, this seed we Maada the plant so in order for born fine picking in that country day. Now only prayer for we will believe God, because not so all man believe God, as we can talk on now. But for we will believe God, now only prayer. And even the up and down deeper right now. But this particular election, now only God. But the seed we Maada don't plant so in order for good for a nation if God not help we.
Alpha.
Yeah, thank you guys. I read the honorable in statements, and some of the things that we're saying are facts. First, I'm not gonna look for going to more of tribal related issues, because Salone is a small country and we're all related one way or the other. So like with situation right now, they hit people and everybody there inside, whether you're born at the south, the west, the east, the north, you know, if it's in Tranga, you say the film. But Honorable AKK talk about say the Elections Commission and the statistics are when they do the census. They said they're dominated by one tribe. That's not fact. Even Mr. Conner be asking before the elections, where they ask and say the Elections Commission is dominated by one part of the country, one at the southeast. He answer say yes, not true. But you know what's not being defense? He said it inherits the staff, which means the people that it meets they work at the Elections Commission. He say it meets them, most of them meets them. So not to recruit them. Then I'll be in your own defense. They ask somebody ask that question before the elections. Now he say not to recruit them. Say it meets them. We majority in the southeast. He says so not to in fault side if people in common majority common at the southeast. So which is a fact. This is acceptance in a fact. But for me, my own question now is, as an organization or an entity of government, we're very significant for the development of that country, like the Elections Commission or even statistics we don't mention. For example, here at the US, they get what they call diversity quota. That diversity quota, for example, even at university, if they say university, you get more boku, maybe white man, black people and they're not boku, or maybe the Latino or the Spanish, they're not boku. Then they introduce it and call a diversity quota. Maybe then go say, after you don't take every 20 students, if you're not white, maybe you want to take the next 5 or 10 for be black and maybe Latinos, for example. Diversity. Same na the workplaces then. If, for example, let's say, oh, we don't get 10 or 15 when are white people in the office, when I need for take, maybe the next 5 or 10, let them be black or Latinos. Then a diversity quota. Where we're able to make sure say at least everybody is represented. I think Salone for begin go towards that level there. Where in because for Lenneck, where Mr. Konebi accepts that and they say the staff and they not only recruits the meets and they on the way majority in the southeast where they work on the commission, they say in meets and they, which is a fact because some of them don't say where they work. But my own point is now how Salone governments go begin. I think time don't they reach for let them begin make some kind of diversity. If inside one office you don't say one particular region, you know, they up to maybe 10 or 15 from one region. If I say now, okay, now let it be pauper now say the next 10 what would they employ for being at the other part of the country. So that they're able to get like diversity, at least everybody is represented. Because if na first time I go accept, say, okay, the one the way land book, you know, maybe in just one part of the country, then come out, the one the way land book. You know, the other one, the other side, and Oboku. At first time, but now Salone, at least all regions, and get a lot of people who land book. It gets a lot. So I think me on advice to the Salone government, moving on for the B, let them think about diversity and think about representation, at least for every region. That excuse the way Mr. Conner say, oh yeah, then say people are in the southeast, now then Boku the elections commission, not to me fault because I meet most of them meet Sunday. Okay, you are right, one on one end. But the next point now will be you as the head of that particular institution, the what they do for good government, for say get like a fair representation across the regions, southeast, you know, northwest. So I think say Salone for pay attention to that day. Otherwise, the issue of saying, oh, this and this, no, we're not there, or, you know, tell me just no more now saying on one side of the country at the land book. No, you get a lot of graduates every year where they graduate, doctors, lawyers, diplomats, you know, a lot of educated guys from all over the place. All right. So because of that, if we're able to know now, say, if we're able to balance the equation. So I think say that's a fact as far as the honorable is concerned. You also talk about the issue of security forces being used. It's a fact. You know, the international community, they even capture another report. Say police and military, they don't fear at all. They don't question the neutrality over these elections or over this period. While I say beyond the B, anytime we Salone government, the government of the day, now in the police and the Sojama and the South, mostly. But especially this particular trip, it was more. Because we all see where Sojama and the dance, they sing song, then the presidential guards, and they go outside, go begin kick people and the most go pull and go beat them and all of that. You know, I think say all land now issues the honorable mentioned. And they talk about posters. Even during the election, the Political Party Registration Commission, PPRC, they raised that issue. They say people and they chair people and posters, especially from the opposition, not the Southeast. But what did they do? Then just put another report. Nothing was done, and it continued. Say election day, we see what happen. You know, and you also talk about other things that we say democracy they're under attack. I think say now moving forward, I think the problem with Salone is the talk. Even talk about the civil society and the moral guarantors. People are always supposed to talk through or say facts as it is. A lot of them have been compromised. You know, then they're afraid for talk the truth, then they're afraid for talk the fact. And for some of you now, some of you know meet up with some of them because if they put you in a school, don't not be slave of consciences, right? We're going to be able to say things as they are. Even though they can say that true where the point there's no talking, but in a situation like right now, Salone this one, I could do so this so. People have been saying things, they know they talk, things then they happen, they know they talk. From that time, for example, where they rape that Mamina Kailan, because the Mami been say if APC not win election, it's a let man then go falara. Quote unquote. They say that they say after election, where APC lost, SLPP win, they are let's say some ruling party people and go rape the Mamina Kailan. Over 8 of them. And they all this thing begin. People in there about this. I posted about that stuff there, 2018. I still maybe then they are go share that stuff thing. You know, a lot of women begin come after me. Oh, why you tag me on this? You know, no what to say about this. Even some women they were supposed
of this whole situation.
Honestly, yeah. People like way now human rights people were supposed to protect people and way they suffer. You know, when I think I look for that thing, they maybe last year because now then thing and then from that thing the way that thing will begin, I make a post of her. A lot of women and come after me say why I attack them in that particular situation there. You know, because a lot of them go gang rape the woman because if you say if APC no win, then they lead out. So after they announced the election 2018, yes, I just don't see them. I take a screenshot, I send them back to you, make you probably go able to share them. But this be happen at Kailan in April, just after they don't announce the election. I post this thing, attack some woman there. Some of the women that attack, they even come after me. I just don't send them for you. You know, some of the women that begin come after me. Oh, Alpha, why you tag me? Oh, this and that. Why you for bring this? So from that same day, down they pass. We see how they kill people. Nobody know they talk. Then beat women. Then beat other people. Then do a lot of stuff. Nobody know great talk. Tell rich so now. Now don't rich so don't this so now. The international community, everybody they talk. So this thing not begins today. So the honorable way to talk. Now some of the frustration and the way the country right now all day because people are not just honest. for talk the truth or for say truth to power. You know, they're not honest at all. And we don't see how the position and don't come in as NBP. After the president don't announce in cabinet, we all don't see some of the civil society there. Then they're at the list. So tell me true. Sometimes, all I don't even say sometimes because probability, sometimes for now, if they don't give you job, tell me true, say that job, then they just give you because they want you. You know, be one way or the other, they support the system. And when they see the report, the way they come out. Apart from the international observers, and even new of late, we don't stand strong. All the other local organizations there. I give you another example of Pademba Road. After the incident happened, the news when they first quoted and said that 2 people in Pademba Road. Later, I end up for see another report where the government said 31 people died. Other independent sources say over 100. But these are the things, unfortunately. But we as journalists and some of we as activists, we just need to stand strong and say it as it is, because at the end of the day, posterity will tell on we. Whether now or in the future, or even with Pikine or great-grand Pikine, let them say, well, this person, then I able to say the truth or say the fact as it is, you know, because that's also for determining we own future. Because now you make also this, so people are not they talk true. So the honorable say facts as it is, and some of the things that most of the things they will say, I largely agree with them. Over to you guys.
Okay, so based on that day, you know, some of the things that we say, not to secret again, and they find themselves inside this report where it will be the project to just know in the European Union report. So, for instance, let me go down. We're not going to take all of the reports, but let me go down quickly to page 5 of the report. I hope saying at page 5 because from which I listen on my computer, at page 5, so I just knock and then see, you know, and then I scroll go down small bit. Under voter register, you see things and they. But if I left voter register and I go down to side and say, you know, campaign environment, because now this basically they were now they were having the low see waiting and say Alpha. I don't know if you can want to go down there quickly to campaign environment, and then we begin see how we can go into that and quickly. Interestingly, it say initially competitive campaign turned openly confrontational, subsequently marred by violence against the opposition on several parts of the country. So this now European Union election observation mission, they only report this way than they poll. This is not what AKK in word again. This is not Alpha Bible or CPA. This now people and we come for can observe the election and put work together at the end of the day. You don't see that?
Yeah, I don't see it. And they say on May 25th, for example, the first time in the country's electoral history, most presidential candidates, including the SRPP APC flag bearers, publicly signed a peace pledge. The high-profile event was initiated by the Interreligious Council. So now the same hypocrites what they talk about. You know, then carry the candidate there and go sign a peace pledge. The Interreligious Council, so let people and go sign peace. You know, then all go and go sign peace. They make picture and scatter all over the place. Then after that, what's happen? You know, you say, you know, let me say the pledge. The high-profile event was well publicized by the Interreligious Council, Independent Commission of Peace and National Cohesion, you know, supported by the Commonwealth Secretariat and other national and international actors. Key to the success of the event was that the 2 main contenders signed. So then go sign this peace process, you know, then publicize and talk a whole lot of things about them and everything. But the political environment initially allowed for...
So let me take a small, yeah? And this, especially that peace talk, the 9 people they expect say for don't make the thing. And interestingly, most people they say the opposition not for be don't sign to this because now just way for legitimize the hypocrisy where they go on at the country. So they say the electoral history, for example, things that will be the happen at all of the 41st term, you know, the APC, the SLPP, and other political parties then sign and say one piece. But unfortunately, some political party agents or the candidates when they go some side and they go tell people and say, no, you know, the police are not enough. Or no, waiting, you know, we will take care of Maada, for example. You know, we see most of the insightful messages they come from you know, when the election they go on. So, you know, then so see, you know, we actually analyze this handshake thing where they talk about soon. If you find out the way how, you know, Maada always don't be like this. You know, some person they back way get bad they tell on in face, and they even tell on in body. Maada, for example, the way how even they smile to Samuel Kamara, you know, for several times, not to just on the speech talk. One time in the way even then go back Yunkela in West in Bain. Maada always the treating company like one piece of trash. Sorry, but like na that thing when they go even a Latin. anytime when company they smile to him, they try for Olam, so you could see that he makes so. Kamea always the catcher. It's either he makes so or they draw in hand by company. You know, this are the thing this is what we talk about. And this for the handshake for campaign environment, this and that, all of that are just fake. We capture the picture and we show people and I say this not the go on side. Now so side this now the end now for just paper because this government a good pan documentation business.
Yeah, so they publicize them very well. And like I said, the Interreligious Council. Remember where I think Dr. Samora will pull one post way recently say the Interreligious Council. They said they make like they talk true, but they don't want to talk the right true.
Yeah, they know it's not the
like
problem, but then they decide for the play safe.
Yeah.
They talk about.
So that the same one and then be facilitate that peace and national coalition for peace and something. A lot of things happen. The National Commission for Peace and National Coalition, what do they do? They don't do nothing. They bomb people and they do nothing. They beat people and they do nothing. They do a lot of things and they do nothing. They Pademba road up, what do they do? All the things that they don't happen. Tombo, what do they do? Lunsar, what do they do? McKinney, what do they do? So at the same thing in national peace or national coalition.
So if you go down, you will see inside the scatter this thing and better one. Maybe one for look at the political environment, environment initially allow. If you take from that side, they take candle. I will allow you to do that.
Political environment.
Initially allowed for competitive campaigning throughout the country.
Okay.
Yeah. The second paragraph after inside the same campaign environment. The second paragraph.
Okay. The political environment initially allowed for competitive campaigning throughout the country in a general peaceful atmosphere with the tensions rising in the weeks ahead of the polls, and campaigning space became increasingly restrictive for the APC in several southern and eastern districts. This is not the European Union. They say the campaign became restrictive, which is they restrict the opposition party in southern and eastern.
AKK talk just now.
Yeah, of course. And once where, for example, where I think also Kenema, where they go block, say they don't offer pass on the main road, and even Usuete happen in Moyamba, so these are all the reports now.
Even go say they bomb the office with the aid of the police.
Exactly. So they say become restrictive because they're not be able to go and start inside it. Okay. They say this followed localized politically motivated violence. According to reports gathered by the EU Election Observers Mission, this includes the burning of an APC.
You some side way you don't come out. Yeah, we're very much interesting. He say, and at this will be always on the top. They say this election, the focus of the election are for make them get a generally peaceful atmosphere, but with focus, on personality rather than issue. We find out say instead of, for example, the guy Maada and so Adebayo na this, everybody na this, or Samoa na this, it rather be the focus on people and personality rather than discussing the issue. Say it don't discuss no issue.
Exactly. So you see, the EU, and these are not my words, quotes the European Union. They say, according to a report gathered by the EU Election Observer Mission, included the burning of APC office in Bo district. We all see what I mean, burn the opposition party office in Bo, vandalization of another party office in Kailan. Also, then vandalize the office in Kailan, and armed attacks on party officials and some candidates in Pujang, Kenema, and Northwest districts of Gambia. So you see, all inside that way they mentioned, so they say they attack, opposition party and some of their candidates.
And this all happen now the SLPP then strongholds them.
Yes. They say most attacks occurred in SLPP strongholds. All right. The EU observers also confirmed a few instances when SLP supporters were victims, including damaging of a house of SLP candidates in Freetown, an atmosphere of intimidation in the 6th district. So they also observe, say, most of that attack happened in ruling party stronghold, but they also say few instances where ruling party then report say, they say they attack
especially the one of Freetown, damage.
Especially Freetown, where they say they employ somebody, SLP party person in us na Freetown. So you see, most of the violence where they capture, actually, you see, say, now alleged ruling party officials then do them. So the opposition people.
And
this is
the climate, the tension begin mount serious one on the second week of June.
Yeah. So
these are all the things being called for protest against the ECSL. I think you skip down there. Inside the opposition call for a protest against against ECSL, where a highly popular, let me just see, ECSL, a highly popular diaspora blogger tried to become a force in the electoral process outside the party structure. So basically, we all know what Italy, when they make mention, we all know that Italy, whether they say make mention of them bloggers, so they number one way they can you mind, whether you like her, you know like her, now they buy you. So then they capture them inside this as it try for take part in this particular thing outside political party structure. To forestall a petition of the August 2022 violence, incident. So we see all of that and all of this stuff for wait for petition according to them, waiting be happen August, that August 10th situation of 2022. He say on 11th and 12th June, there was a heavy police and military presence in several district capitals, including Freetown. You see, so this now the kind, of course, this not a secret. All of them there, so we see happen. And the result of several isolated incidents, at least 87 persons were arrested. Well, that's all you know them thing they have to do. According to the police, when just 3 days before the polls, the PPRC did not succeed to block a compromise between the APC and SLPP. So even when they get 3 days, PPRC not be still able for stand up because nobody know the trust in PPRC at that time. And or the APC and the ECSL. Because remember, say PPRC may call them to meeting, also they try for waiting, but the fence parents say now this same game where they end up as well, and they all be there after. So they're not be end up for see that thing they for be fruitful at the end of the day. Yeah. And over a set of demand, the APC called the protest demonstration. See everything? The APC called for protest demonstration. Security agencies fired live ammunition and tear gas canister against the APC headquarters in Freetown, which left one person killed, appeared excessive. Police arrested 72 people. So this, the IG say nobody not die, but EU reports capture this. I wonder if the EU knows the APC.
You see, well, I think I remember when we begin this discussion about where EU and the international observers then launch their report. People then begin to say, oh, this and this, because that's they not even talk about who. And they'll say the election lack transparency measures, and they also say use of force and other things. They're not being broken down. So when you read now this extensive, I've been talking as a way with man, for example, say now this, it go down all a lot of things that way gets. So now where you see a lot of countries, they not really accept, then just left and they look where now they go. Now all things there, but now when you read this extensive report where EU put together, they go see how they really scatter the integrity of the country.
Since you talk about scatter, something that was very much interesting. Yeah. They say this is the other paragraph. It say according to EOM interlocutors, the police was generally seen as biased. This now, not to any other person. Now the EU they don't self-observation.
Yeah, it's an observation.
Where they make, they say according to young players, they find out that the police they've been generally seen. They've been seen and biasly they go against one particular political party.
We see that and through and through. We see that and throughout to know the same. That man and they say they don't win the issue president. The people begin dance at the party office. We don't see nothing happen there. Then that's not Kenema, then that's not Bo, then that's not Bont, then that's all over.
Including the police. Some of them police they will dance with them even, me brother.
The police and the military, they're so gentle. Then that's not state lodge.
Yeah. So down and they just go to the office and go get at it, then the leader for can address them. When I go fire there, when I kill people. In the words of even the international journalists, the way they did, then capture everything on camera. We'll all see what's happened. So tell me true if that's not and even when I'm going to interview the IG of police, say, oh, people are not supposed for car announce themselves and this and that. Can you imagine that? I don't know if for work for the Salone government now, in any kind of way, you need for be a party person. If not that kind of level, in the qualification, an officer go able to work for Salone government. Because certain things we're possible for do so openly, At least if they do something, say, be a little bit diplomatic. But for letting it come out so open, in a democratic state, I don't can understand how some institutions they operate these days. It's sad, to be honest with you. Because look at the two scenarios. That one and they dance, nothing happen. That one and they dance, they wanna go kill person there. How can you justify that? And that's small thing they put together. And when people and they put their report and begin, so when EU puts all this report together, they see how they nail the country. And as people and they say, oh no, the country go do business with maybe China, the Arab world, and this. Even the airports, what they talk about, so say the money where that Turkish company use for develop the airports, they get over 500 million or so from America as a loan or grant something to the company, the Turkish company. So now if the Inquisitor company now say, okay, we want to money, we want to pay we and fast, or put someone on more conditions. Because they do that there as now May 2023, before the election, I didn't do that thing. Say, okay, the company say they need more money. America say, okay, they give us some more money and give them some more money for develop the airport. So people are aware and say, oh no, if they don't need them, this and that. No, what they talk about. But I think say sooner or later the country will all go realize, the situation. We know the hope for make go to a level, but the facts have to be said. A lot of things and the way people do openly in the eyes of the international community, they don't even get the fear, they don't even get the possible not protect the integrity or the moral of the country.
And interestingly, the one themselves we're supposed for mediate, when at the PPRC, they're not going to use their powers then for do it, they work instead the chairman will use your own personal influence for able for mediate. Where of course they not be able for do as is supposed for do. So interestingly, all of this what they talk about Alpha, I want to say we take this particular thing from the Monarch Australian TV. Monarch Australian TV with the young man way na Fleet, David Fleet. They've been doing one interview with another person we then call Greg Copley. Also, them basically break this down for we good one, waiting their notice. And if you watch Alpha, the image will be the time for clean. It's like say it don't smell now because everybody now they talk on the same page.
If you talk of image before Alpha they come inside, the one we can take a baby, don't they go?
Yes, the one they go and clean.
Go ahead, my brother.
One thing, Australia, maybe people don't know much about them, but Australia is a very strong partner of Salone, for example. If I give you a little bit, maybe even under the Ebola response, Australia give over $2 million to Salone for fight the Ebola outbreak. And then get a lot of women in support. Even at the EU, then then gets a very strong country, a very strong economy. Then gets a lot when you do in that country. In a country, no more, they're not going to too much about their own development related stuff. You understand? Yeah. But a lot of the international partners are already working now.
Greg, I'd like to begin and welcome Greg.
An example. So they're very concerned. Like they say, the international community don't come up behind themselves. Then they work together as a team. Whether you like it or not. You go carry talk and then listen, you don't come out, you don't go no more and say, but no man. So then this thing really it ring a bell. Like I say, 27 countries in the European Union, America, the UK, they all don't say this not right. For like one country go can say no, this is right, no easy. So that's it's not be like a main concern at the national, TV programs them about how what did happen in Africa, how democracy don't they wipe down Africa, and then give a reference to Nigeria. And specifically Salone with what just happened.
And interestingly, the Nigerian issue, they just make an impassing, but they pay more attention on Sierra Leone because, like Sierra Leone, the style way they use, is so much different that, then they surprised to this time why they Maada for use this kind of technique for putting himself still in power.
Yeah, probably before we talk more, people and go visit with us they talk. Maybe if I let us listen, let them hear how the discussion go. Right. Let them hear it for themselves.
So this is now from the Monarchy, Monarchy as they can call, and some people say Monarch, some people say Monarchy. Australian television with the man when David Flint now in interview Greg Copley. We give them credit because not get any intention for take the issue, but because it gets to do with educational stuff, that is why we actually the bring and come now. So we'll just listen quickly and then we'll come back just now.
Greg, I'd like to begin and welcome. Greg, I'd like to begin with a comment you made about Africa, where you said that the hope for democracy is receding there in proportion to the loss of influence of the Western powers. What's the situation there in Africa?
Well, this is not something which was unforeseen. We've been witnessing the decline in Western powers' influence in Africa for the past decade or more, and the rise of the People's Republic of China's influence there. I wouldn't say that Beijing is at the top of its game in Africa, but it is offering more than the West can offer. But almost exactly 3 years ago, I wrote a report saying that the respect for the democratic processes in Africa was now at an end, and we were back to an era of coup d'etats as a form of governmental change, shall we say. So that situation has really come to pass. The last 3 years have seen a lot of African countries changing their government or retaining their government through the falsification of elections, the use of military and police force to intimidate voters and the like. We saw it in the Nigerian presidential elections on February 25th, and particularly we've just seen it in the Sierra Leone presidential elections of June 24th. What we saw there was, if you like, President Julius Maada Bio, a former Army Brigadier General, who I know actually, and he went about going for re-election for a second term as president with all of the guns blazing, literally. There were 3 or 4 attempts to assassinate his principal opponent, Dr. Samara Kamara. So that was actually quite profound, because the military and the police were used in those assassination attempts, the Presidential Guard and the like. And they were in uniform, they were being videotaped by bystanders. And the last attempt on Dr. Kamara's life was the day after the June 24th poll closed, when it looked as though, by some fluke, Dr. Kamara could be declared winner of the election. In fact, that day, Dr. Kamara and his deputy did come out with a press statement saying that they claimed victory in the election. So President Bio was desperate that this should not occur. He had paid the election commissioner handsomely and actually wanted him to step up the process of announcing the election results to June 25th, 26th, and even held a gun to the head of the election commissioner, which didn't prove to be necessary, because the election commissioner did as he was paid to do anyway, which was to announce Bio as the winner. The unfortunate thing for President Bio was that the whole process was so scandalously rigged that none of the international observer missions, that included the Carter Institute from the United States, official election monitoring teams from the United Kingdom, Ireland, Italy, Germany, and France, plus the European Union's own monitoring team, all said that they would not certify the elections as free and fair or transparent. So President Bio looked as though he was going to be cut off from any Western recognition, but still persists with his claim of election victory. His neighbor, the president of Guinea, was getting set to come in and perhaps seize some Sierra Leonean territory, and he said he would go in and arrest Bio in the capital, Freetown. That didn't happen, but President Bio did go to Conakry, the capital of Guinea, to negotiate with the interim president of Guinea, who is also a military president.
You see, this now this how it end very much interesting. Military, Maada Bio democratic government in 2018, go negotiate with a junta leader in Guinea. Alpha, come inside quickly.
Yeah. First, let's say a lot of things within this man say now allegations as far as me concerned. I'm not able to substantiate to them, but I'm a very well researched man and a very highly placed international person. Go talk things so get facts about. And one thing I can talk about Salone, we country it's so porous for getting information that based on what me know, the level where they right now, based on what I know, no information not in Salone and secret where international community not able to get nothing. So the man talk a whole lot of things about how then put a gun at the head of the elections commissioner, you know, and then give him boku money. And he said then tip the election. He says scandalously. Yeah, scandal. Like you know, like they watch you so now. They watch you so it's still a tip the election. People and they watch you, the whole world they watch you so they tip the election. So you know they even able to hide them, you know. So that's again, you know, it's a low. You know, and they also talk about.
So in other words, they tip the election even when it will bring shame and disgrace to you, they don't care.
Yeah, it's to the country, but they still go ahead and tip the election. So now look, even the way they talk about Twitter and the news. Right now, all the news all over the world, all the major channels, nobody know they talk good about this election. That's the fact. Nobody know they talk good about the election. So you don't be like say we country anytime they measure and have, oh, then just tip the election over and that. And he talk about say probably Salone will be cut off from the international world. Sadly, and that hits me a little bit because if they cut off Salone from the international world, I think say now we more they suffer, we the people. Because
me brother not cut you word. This particular salary issue, as the man reached the I turn and watch me brother. I tell her say you agree with it, they say because the area where they talk about so Maada don't get nothing for lose. We don't they talk and I say if anything happen where they bring sufferness in the country, Maada don't get nothing for lose. But we, the people now, we they lose and now we they suffer because Maada don't take enough. Where it be say, even in their courts, all the facilities them, as this man they talk so, it still they enjoy in family. But it still they push, they go ahead and push because you know care about the country, me brother, go ahead.
I not cut you word before you continue. Now this make we can talk several times say, even when yesterday, Alpha, you know been there. Mohamed Kone go give certificate of presidential election to Maada, you know, get any smiling face. You see how sad he be. You see in body language. You see, you know, even Kone, none of them were happy. Although Kone said then they stand with honor and pride for hand over that certificate. But Maada, even when he say himself, he receive her with honor or he waiting and understand. But you see, say. Even the same face where Maada gets now this receive this particular certificate now the same he gets where he go na Africa Union. He not get any smiling face. Even when in company they get other activity where they engage on, Maada just sit down. Like he gets lost, he forgets himself. You know, so in support that they don't understand what exactly they happen. Because as far as they're concerned, then the young man now don't sit down at the seat. But then young man we don't sit down at the seat. He feel pain past any other person right now. But they not going to understand. Well, now this thing we can talk about when you go to listen to people where they criticize you because they go help for make you build yourself to the better way. But if you always listen, then they tell you say behave like lion. It's the puss. As useless as some of them then comment say also. It's the puss. Stand up, behave like for say you know military personnel, wear uniform back, all of them funny things there. So now you don't lead them inside this one now. Well, as a leader, because he not get brain, he not get wisdom, he not get the knowledge, he not they understand common thing with the people in the field. Instead just they follow some of them label business there so and then they end up for put up outside this right now. Well, some people go say sometimes you know they feel pain, he actually they feel pain, but outside sit down in face and everything they tell you say Maada be really they feel pain, Alpha.
Yeah, like I say, uneasy lies on the head that wears the crown.
Yes.
The chief will wear the crown. I know right now the kind problem we surround the crown. You know, sadly, why everybody this man says sometimes Salone will be cut off from the international level. As you know, I begin to think about because I've been on watch this thing before they come on here. I watch him. I look at him again. Okay, if the international community say they're cut off Salone, they're not getting nothing for us. Salone not get nothing for us. Now we the Salone people and now we get much for us.
So instead of say Salone not get nothing for us, you could say Maada be anything. Well, Maada be because they don't thief and they don't reserve, no will get something for loss. But hey, wait. Take a look again at what you say, Alpha. They get everything for loss. You know why? You know, if we reach 10, where they go and forget certain things then, where they don't going forget connection to, then they don't benefit where they don't get. So that's everything they happen now. You get for you to a point where then one for strike a deal, say, okay, we're not ready for let this thing go. But waiting could be with your amnesty. What they get at the end of the day. This, you know that negotiating with the power and other things then, you know, then one for going to that day. But because of the position where they will not defend themselves now, negotiation will be too late. Now, like for example, what happened during the rebel time, where you get 10 guys, them where they don't set this accord, they don't give the opportunity, amnesty international, they don't give the amnesty. But what happened at the end of the day? Then find out, say, then go back now one particular side where you talk about the how you call it, the West Side boys. Then, you know, at the end of the day, you see what thing happen when the one negotiation don't make it again.
You know, I think maybe they expect, say, from the way the international reports say, I begin come, the government for don't sit down straight off and say it look no good. Right now, at the talker, if you serve then you ministerial position at this government, they don't give minister. You get for you know go sweet like the past ministers. Them I can say that enough as a fact, because based on waiting the report that I don't see, I don't read and waiting I know. If they give ministerial position at this government, you know go sweet like the other past 5 years.
And
because
not
of
volunteer. It's like you don't add to the kind of problem where the government gets already. If they get for any kind of ban to government officials, them sometimes you know we don't eat and drink by that first one now and all. But it's just still nobody know innocent right now, because even the CSOs them, the media people who they give position right now, one way or the other, we don't support, we don't do things them in favor of this government. We make the government the outside so today.
Most likely and definitely. And so like I come back to what the man say, we say sometimes Salone will be cut off. I remember that statement. I was like, but that's a fact. If they cut off Salone, the world not get nothing for us. The world. I like they say, for example, the map. They say the map of the world, all put Salone at the map. We not get, the world not get nothing for. What is Salone they provide to the international community? I think about it. Apart from the one where they go mine, you know, diamond no more.
I think that this one say where you miss you turn on the other way around. Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, we not get nothing. What is Salone they export to the world? We not get much. We not get, like, for example, I'll give you an example. They go tell you say Banjul na capital for tourism na West Africa. Dakar na gateway, all the plane there and all the international organizations are there at the headquarters, and then they meet up, you know, and so on and so forth. But when we think of Salone, what do they offer to the world? Nothing. Now more of the world they offer to we.
No, but I don't agree with you, Alpha, because we get international airport. We're in one of the most modernized airports right now, where we get a big flight where they can right inside the country.
Well, the big flight there now, Air France don't cut off, so they don't get beaucoup passenger.
No, I think when I misinterpret that, they waiting basically Air France say they can intensify. Instead of they count one Boeing, they go begin to count 10 per day.
Well, maybe the French then talk. Well, I don't understand. and also the area about, I don't know if that are true, but they say DHL self say they want cut off services. And
because
DHL
we find out impossible, because the amount of money where DHL they take it too much, and the amount of people where they send, you know, packets right now overseas, you know much. But unfortunately, if DHL stop that, then it could be a real big problem for we, because the SAL post way they now is not reliable at all. Now the SAL post, in fact, Salone no gets address. SAL post then they send for you something there. Now they the chapter at the end, or they get you package.
So I'm afraid if Air France say don't cut off flights, so the one maybe they work for them at the country, then they will go out of jobs. DHL back I say they want cut off. The one maybe they work for them as Salone people, they say will go out of job. I'm afraid they are the big organizations. They don't give falla just now. Because normally the international part, like I said, the international community don't come up behind NSF. I talk from where this thing done where I begin to talk. People let me say international community don't come up behind NSF. Now imagine you get in CARE, you get in WFP, you get World Vision, you get all them big organizations there. They're all now American at the headquarters, or UK at the headquarters, or Paris at the headquarters, or Brussels and all inside of it. Today you begin see one organization not begin cut off. Because now, okay, the WFP go say, if DHL long cut off goes alone, how would they send them big packages and all for goes alone? No go able, let us stop first. Or let's say Medicines Sans Frontières, MSF, where the headquarters, they get MSF France, MSF Belgium. Then some go say, okay, maybe the biggest flights na Air France, and they take with staff there and the volunteer ever go work in a Salone. If they begin cut off, who self MSF maybe the health support what they do, they all begin cut off. So now so the implication, you know, you get what's called the connections of the international community. One thing they lead to another. But when they talk and I already see people and they so narrow-minded for look at this and that. So these are some of the implications.
So people are just concerned about congratulatory messages rather than issues where they behind the congratulations.
Yeah. So, and this is not the problem. And I make her say, like what did this man talk? If they cut off we, Salone na ingo suffer. Salone na ingo suffer. Not so the then country don't get nothing for loss more from Salone, and the country go suffer. At the end of the day, America say wait till the offer to the world. We not get nothing. Even toothpick, when I toothpick, you know, now import and the import and count and Salone. Toothpick.
No,
What's the else they offer to the world?
You know, with the export Fatima and Maada bill.
Matches and matches. Who's out the plan?
No, but Alpha, you get for be honest with the government for one time. Then they export Fatima and they export Maada bill every other day.
Well, I don't want to go to that point more.
No, you don't go there at the go there. You left to it.
The man also talk about how President Biogo Guinea for go beg the junta leader. I don't know also that in our allegation. I don't know if it's fact, but the man talk but people then say after we don't swear him in, I say President Biogo Guinea, right? I everybody say go Guinea. We don't know what he go do. But as it stand, when also Guinea don't they take younger. And I think and then they will talk about younger, right? We'll see younger.
Interestingly, this lady Khadija Tijana baby make mention of that one. They say he go for go negotiate because the man instead not being glad with what happened. So he go for go talk to him, say let's just pipe down. You know, then go tell for Fenway how they go arrange certain things. Then you know something like that. So if this man don't talk again, you know, say some of we not in trust we black brother and sister they want them. If na we na him talk we. When you listen to Pumui or Poto, pass with your brother and sister then. So the Pumui don't talk now.
So and also very important point as they bring this issue, just don't remind me. This guy they wouldn't call Sheriff. Sheriff na been a US soldier. Then I be sergeant na the US Army before he left. He goes alone. He get a big family there. From what they arrest him, say they arrest him a few days to election. After that time, we then go block APC, then people in a bow. Now they arrest him. From Musa they arrest him. That's it. Takes it that man they in a jail.
Yeah,
something Sheriff.
Good one.
Alpha Sheriff, I think. Yeah. Alpha Sheriff. Now being a US Army personnel. What they arrest that man there? Election, close to election. 30 days in jail. They're not charged and go court. They're not release them. Even in family, they're making grumble of late, say they're not the everybody man said. So these are all the things. Say they also this. So when the international community they had any 1 minute, they see all them bad reports say, you know, and say possibly get big head pass you, but I get Bokuya pass you. I can know people like to talk. Yeah, we possibly get head pass you, get ear pass you. So Salone will buffet the European Union, 27 developed countries, and we buffet America, and we buffet the United Kingdom.
Oh, European Union, no, America, oh, all now when so jump and book all and in fact, then I academic drafts.
I hope so the discussion on the negotiation will go. Because right now, as we stand, the democracy gets some issues because the opposition say now they say they don't go parliament. Apart from Mohamed Bangura, we saying they go, the opposition they say they don't go parliament. So how you going to make laws? How the world will see we? September they can. September the UN they meet in New York. All the world they meet in New York. The UN Security Council. What's in there for be from Salone? What's in with delegation there for say? Because all the questions they are go now, they go don't pack. People they don't make all the report, they don't document everything. What's in the Salone delegation, for example, if they allow them for Canada UN Security Council meeting now New York September, what's in there for can't tell the world.
So
if you say this
is another thing. UN Security Council we find we save day. If we go Sudan now and problem then other country the way get for those election, we too go on for talk. But anyway, Tino says something the Ikoba shame can happen. But we know we get nothing for tell person. And that situation where you call somebody say, please not do this because enough and they say I beg, just set him out say Safo. What do you do?
So that's it. The delegation we have for come for the UN conference and go for willing because not for can lie. This thing now, right now, they at the world everybody don't see, everybody don't know, everybody don't hear it. So if you they come for the government of Salone as a delegate, you get for no, and then for begin what should I themself. We don't mean they around the way council, they receive the election. But
they one can't talk to we rubbish.
They one can't talk to we. Or do you know that kind of thing. Or they get no money they watch you, something like that. So I think say this all get the implication in the international community. And the more they go, now so the thing they go beyond small. Before we remember, like I they say, sooner or later, we will know the situation all they face. And we hope and pray, say, headway go there, or let the country go before, a lot of people are not suffer. But as they go, it still not look very well, because the international community still refuse to accept a lot of things so they happen in this election, plus other things that don't happen for the past 5 years. So we don't they talk, people are not they listen.
Okay, so let me just take today for long term. Let's just see if the line are okay for today, and take 1 minute, and just take 10 call for 10 minutes, and then we wrap up the program. So let me see quick one. We get few calls, then we will come inside, and the line open. Let's just see if the line or everything okay. The line open for you. We want for add your voice inside the program, and please you already watch. Don't forget for like and share the program. If you watch in both platform, YouTube and on Facebook, and TV Salone and we are. So please make sure say you actually. Yeah.
All right, family members, them we did try the line now. You get just 1 minute and 10 calls we dey take just for test if the line clear. Hello, caller, your name and where they call you from?
Me na Daniel City. I dey call from Riyadh.
1 minute, go ahead. You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to express my thanks and appreciation to the good work una they do, and especially the combination between Riyadh and Salone TV. I mean, Salone TV bring a lot of enhancements to the program. The analysis is on become enhanced. I'm really happy for waiting to happen this one collaboration, because they keep the country well informed on issues and like this. For me, what me want to say, it is not an hidden secret that this election is not rigged. It's rigged. And so, therefore, with the forces of democracy,
10 seconds.
we need for all we stand, but we to stand for and fight and make sure see proper democracy restore and Salone. Because without that one day, all the achievement in the world don't make at the global stage, it will be reversed. And I continue for acts we had, or continue for Trump and that one day.
All right, thank you.
Because that.
Okay, so you only get 1 minute.
Hello, caller, your name and where they call you from?
I call from the United States. I name Mohammed Kanu.
1 minute, go ahead, quick one.
Yes, sir, Papa, let God help we.
I mean, quick.
Then people yeah. Now one thing would they see na Salone, where you stand for the truth, they know they see you. Where you tell them the truth, they know they agree. And now one thing I tell everybody that no military no day on earth where the Americans they don't able to eradicate. Then they eradicate you, you know they even exist now this world, take to the wall of never return. You know they breathe safe. America now they get the wall. Britain now they get the wall. Now they get with force. So if we depend on them, and then one green person can make suffer, we not go like that. And this man get for admit.
Thank you.
If you not admit.
Hello, caller, your name and where they call you from?
Hello.
You're welcome on the show. You get 1 minute.
Hello, Riyadh.
You're welcome on the show.
I'm a concerned citizen. I'm so happy about you guys. You guys are doing so well.
Thank you and welcome.
But I'm really concerned about our country. I'm really. I hope you guys know who is talking.
Yep.
So this is my first time of calling. I'm just trying to. I just try to see if my call can go through. But someone knows. So you guys know who is calling. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Thank you. God bless you.
Alright, thank you.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name na. I call from the yard.
Alright, you're welcome. 1 minute. Go ahead, quick one.
Yeah, me I continue for give my contribution towards this. Yes, I don't do so now. I continue for give me contribution towards this thing here. So please, we beg una dear alone join on Monday for make una go help for let them demonstrate. This not about any other person about Salone. Dear would be good and that pastor una because then the other pastor they will enjoy am dear wallow on account and back one can drag and by would they only hear me do drag am because now one party people
complain and they will not like Salone.
All right.
They not like Salone. But we they try for sure. They now how for day with. Let them preach waiting God say, not to waiting Maada say what they talk about. Now waiting God say. Now in there for preach to we. Then they get the bold mind, they can at the media, they talk thing the way they know say yes, not to in at the thing for talk. Thank you.
Hello, caller. 5 more calls. Hello, caller. Your name and inside they call you from.
My name is Salone the Philippines. How are you doing?
Salone the Philippines. Welcome on the show. 1 minute no more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to just ask you now. That video where una just show where that man they talk about waiting happen now parliament. Why they say parliament?
Salone election.
Yes. We had to be one. APC office. Now real video or not fake.
Which one that one there?
The one where that part they talk about how Maada go to Guinea, go try for negotiate.
Yeah, now real video. Now the search for them. Now the Australian Monarchy Australian television.
Because what make they say so. You get the APC, the SLPP, they go and debunk about the video and how the video are fake, and then on Facebook and then everything.
Thank you.
I make I ask you now so. But time go fit clock.
Thank you.
Not thank you. Yeah.
All right, so we take more 4 more calls as we tell you now. Say we just try for see if the line don't be okay. Hello, caller. Your name and where you call me from?
Yes, so from Bullen at the yard. How do you do, sir?
We tell Allah thank you. Welcome on the show. Get 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nabandam calling from the US. Sengapia, I want to do me a favor. Okay, I want to get some excitement national and show, man. I don't know what to do for bringing that man to come. That man I'm body now won't go up enough to babe. You understand, eh? That man for coming on a show. You could do APC team, that man be the cut through APC, only in doing the way that they do. You know? They use them man and they doing the APC in the power. You understand? So that man need for come. They can't talk. You understand, eh? And you see, most of the ex-soldier there, you know to make we talk? Because we don't see Maada get for Paul. Yes, in the reach there. Some of we don't come out, we don't talk. You know what I mean? But some of we friends they say, "Look, easy." You know what I mean? Yes. That God bless you for all the good work I do. But that man, when the international community don't expose this man, so he don't done. Then remember, say within America now, he gets something against America, within the deport him. All the abuse, they don't abuse him in America now. All right, let God bless you all.
All right, so we take 3 more calls. Hello, caller. Your name and which side they call you from? You're welcome on the show. Get 1 minute.
If you do what this man they talk today, I don't know if you know about this man. We were out to follow Salone, not so far. The man they talk about the land, always there's the land in Ayenga, where they're not going to tired, they're not going to take out our young demand and tired, they don't get out. Who press on over, do I experiment? Who don't get you all they're not going to take out our young. They will be a different city, they will be a different city, who don't call like Salone. If you see what's about it, they talk about me, so, well, what you don't have now, all the other investors, they can't live for country. People they can't country don't point. If you see what's about it, they talk about me, so, they don't check with us, we have the matter, they don't want to Guinea, this and that, but they don't suffer. They don't have a contribution, but they don't have Salone. And they personally see, I put it like that. And the person like I pass his avatar, I swim. Any sounds I ever water. If I listen to the second, I will take him. I have fly. Seriously, I left my room. But then I said that they were very well defined.
Thank you for the making me smile.
That's fun. Okay, they were fair.
No, wait.
You don't go. All right, we'll take 2 more calls. Hello, caller. Your name and who said they call you from? Hello, caller. Your name and who said they call you from, please?
Yeah, I call from Sierra Leone.
All right. You're welcome on the show. Get 1 minute. Go ahead. Quick one.
Hello, caller. You name where you call me from?
Yes, man. I come from Germany, man.
You're welcome, brother, man.
How do you guys? Okay, man. Because I make let me not forget that big, Monday, this demonstration we're in Belgium, please, for me, we Albert, man, you see, let me turn up, man, because this fight, not work this fight, brother, man, yeah, man. Alpha, my man, every day laugh, Okay, guys, man, I thank you again. That big, not push it, man, and I want to make Salonian, we Salonian, look, keep fighting, man, let me not give up,
All
Okay,
right.
guys, man, one love, bless.
Thank you. God bless you. We'll take the last call for today. Hello, caller. Your name and side you're calling from. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, caller, you're live.
This now Saya the Great.
The greatest.
This now Saya the Great.
Sarah did it.
I dey call for tell una thank you.
Okay.
And I want for me una get a clearance say I dey call from Columbus, US, America. For told una that una doing very atrocity in Philomena. And because of the good work una they do, because of the good work una they do, God tell me say una go live like Moses. And anyway, I want to tell you, say, una they do well, Akladi, una they get long life, well body, and let God bless una. Thank you very much. Celebrate. I didn't know.
Anyway, the second to last caller and the last caller, we say they tell una thank you. At least una can put smile now with family house, with family members them face. Anyway, as usual, we dey give one bonus call. One bonus call. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Caller, you need to yourself. Reduce the volume of your set, please.
Yeah. I want for tell una plenty thank you for the work. The good work una they do, and una they try really. But this way there so they don't do here for we. No lie. Oh, they na Salone right now. We know how they suffer, and really this was to let them give to Caesar which it belongs to Caesar. I want for believe say Salone will not go ever get peace if they not give this power here so we Dr. Samuel Kamara win. Where they try for thief na hand so. Or really the suffer or no. What the international community they get for do for we. If I'm bullet, they not try for we at all.
Thank you very much.
All right, family members, them now we drop the phone calls for today. As we been telling una, normally una can get 2 minutes for give una own contributions them, but for some time now we know they open the phone line and we just try to for see if we don't get them right for the give una opportunity again for the call. As we don't test them, una don't hear you, una don't feel the line how it go. I think we go continue for the give una opportunity back for the take part in the program as usual. But for today now we stop the phone calls until tomorrow again. And now we wrap up the program as time done between at the studio.
Right, so and one for telling thank you. We not like it, please consider for like the program in share for we. We appreciate you all so much, you know, sometimes they may it be the art really. But the two last caller them, we that first man we want for left Salone, with the other one we they pray God for lay
we live like Moses.
We live like Moses, so we thank you so much and thanks to everybody. Everybody very much important. Just that them today they make we laugh serious and we appreciate that they come one thing for the make at least where the tension can one day, you know, because sometimes we can miss we can miss things them. So sorry, let's go quick one and you know add this thing. My J sent for we $50 and another positive I will call as Umu sent for we okay, Umu sent for we $60. So thank you very much. We appreciate una so much. Yeah, thank you very much. God bless una all.
Go deep. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate una so much. And one more time, thanks to una. If you don't like, please consider for like. The subscriber count. Look over to Bible and 8. We get 83,900 and how much? Let's just watch them again and see. 942. Thank you very much. And please, this time around, I think we will must reach 100,000 for this December because we not go to crepe in December.
December they knocking.
So this one we get on this time around. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. Until we meet again in another pretty edition, another beautiful edition of a program. Tomorrow morning by God in power, we come with a program we call Progress. Today again we go na garage, so we'll not be able to come with a program for you, But I'm pretty sure by God in power tomorrow we'll come with the program for you. For we all discuss issues there from the front page of the newspaper. Them, okay. So until then, we'll get for meet again. Okay. Sister admin, hold on. The WhatsApp, the update, the backup. So hold on. Okay.
All right, family members. Them now so we take with time for end the program for today. But hopefully tomorrow when they join in the morning inside the same family house with the program could rest who can bring una any morning so you be able to know what's they happen at the newspapers them in the country. So far so good, family. Make we just keep cool as we push in real different way. Nothing say what you do, not get impacts for create on the issue or the problem we get right now in the country because waiting we get right now in the country. This na big sick way we dip and fend doctor way they able meant for we this sick. But when I know say sick they enter one day, but for come out it will take a couple of time. So we get for still continue for patient, no cost person, no church person, no faith person. Just continue for patient. We all know say they don't take we rights them now we earn. We all know say they don't see the advantage.
Sorry, Umar, also you send you money. We know get record of that one day, and we not get record of that one day, and we see 0.51 euro and then 50 euro. Yeah, now that we see from you now as a record we get. Uma we don't see anything for you. I don't know how you say now. So yes, sorry about that. We can always say when you they send, for example, if you want to send a PayPal, not follow any link, no nothing. Just look for Samakoma and go directly, go see with it, and then you can for do that one day. So so far now that day we get. We don't send your money, not to today, not to tomorrow. We don't send any money. We don't look inside. I'll see how many. Okay, from the 18th. Yeah, so yeah. So we not get any person for Umar. We not get any. Then 2 years no we get. Last meeting. My J. Okay. Sometimes tell the guy it don't cut down, they don't shrink them. Well, I just don't understand. Sometimes by the time it come, they don't cut the convert, it don't shrink. But this now the record way we get. Now I'll give you soon. I just the sister admin they say $100, but maybe they say the kind say they don't shrink. I mean, in other words, conversion and other things. Then, yeah. So we go appreciate now because like you una way there na that side so to sister admin side. We go appreciate if una they reach on to sister admin for the do whatever thing una want for do. Yeah. We're glad for una tell una thank you. Okay, so until then, one more time I want to appreciate una all. God bless we country Sierra Leone where we call we had. Last Umu you get that for me? We get that? And Umar as well. Last thing. Okay, fine. So Umar, you know, oh yeah. Umar, you're fine. You know, actually waiting. So if you want to do anything, see that you go to Sister Admin or you say Sama, the word that Sama, SAMMA Koma, okay? Alright, so until then, for thank you all so much, I'm out.
By Bure Kablai from the north. We meet tomorrow again inside the same family house. Tata.
And protest will go on at Brussels on Monday. When are the European protest that one day? Okay, protest will go on Monday na Brussels. Yeah, so please wanna join the protest na Brussels. Until then, we love you so much.
Now, again, I repeat this: the economy of this country, no day outside President Bio one time. It get challenges, it get problem.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how you waiting will be the rating where you go get on how una don't
10 being
perform?
the
10 being the highest.
About 4.
4 over 10.
Yes.
Now una don't do.
Yes.
Okay, that means that is failure.
Yes, we don't fail.
Now the economy.
Yes.
Fail.